Hello everyone, I am Elena and I'll show you today our 32Soft Accounts Payable Data Loader. At 32Soft we are constantly looking for ways to improve efficiency of business processes you manage in QED. Today I would like to show you how you can achieve this improvement in Accounts Payable area with Accounts Payable Voucher Data Loader. But first, let's look together at the accounts payable process. When a company buys goods or services, it incurs an obligation to pay supplier. The supplier sends an invoice with payment due date and often cash discounts for early payment. The goals of accounts payable department are to simultaneously optimize cash flow and maintain satisfactory relationships with suppliers. However, there are a number of challenges in achieving these goals. For example, invoices can be sent to the person who purchased the product and not forwarded to the accounts payable department promptly. That causes invoices going beyond the discount period before they even enter the QED system, and companies losing a chance to reduce overall purchase costs by leveraging early payment discount opportunities. Or worse, it may face late payment charges. Another challenge is to ensure that only authorized purchases are reimbursed and prevent duplicate or erroneous payments. This is where a three-way match verification technique of matching invoice, purchase order, and receiving report comes into play, which also may slow down the process. Also, most people would agree that accounts payable process is a number of tedious, labor-intensive tasks of data input into QED that involve multiple manual steps. These are commonly known challenges, and they have been addressed in QED. You have unvouchered receipts report that allows you to promptly act on missing or lost invoices challenges, and you have vouchers that allow you to perform three-way match and verify invoiced items and quantities against purchase orders and receiving records. But the efficiency challenge that would increase the efficiency and decrease labor intensiveness of the above tasks and thus reduce overall accounts payable processing cost remains open. This is where AP Voucher Data Loader fills the gap. It allows you quickly and efficiently identify unvouchered receipts, perform three-way match, and create both inventory and non-inventory types of voucher. Let's now look at the loader itself. AP Voucher Data Loader, as all 32Soft data loaders, is designed as an Excel spreadsheet. You can store loader template on your computer or open it from the network drive or cloud. Excel interface gives you a lot of flexibility when it comes to reviewing and analyzing information you work with. It has separate tabs for inventory and non-inventory vouchers. After you open the loader and selected appropriate tab, first thing you will need to do is to click on Setup button to select QED database you will be connecting to. You may have more than one database in this list. When working with inventory vouchers, you will start with analyzing unvouchered PO receipts. You can download all unvouchered receipts from a specified date range or purchase order or site. To do this, you need to enter selection criteria in the header. Effective date and voucher currency are mandatory, and if you will leave receipt data range blank, it will be set by default to the 90 days prior to the effective date. I will set my receipt date range for this demonstration. Then you need to click on Download button. But before you will be able to pull information from QED, Loader will check if you are authorized to maintain vouchers in QED. You will need to enter your QED user ID, password, and domain. You'll be able to use this Voucher Data Loader only if you have valid QED user ID, password, and access to voucher maintenance menu in QED. User authentication logic in the loader is based on native QED authentication logic. If user authentication is successful, details of unvouchered receipts that match selection criteria specified in the header will be downloaded into Excel. For all receipts, you will see PO number, receipt number, unvouchered quantity, it shows as open quantity column, and PO cost. You can compare this information to the invoice you have received from supplier and enter invoice date, number, quantity, and invoiced amount. When quantity invoiced is less than quantity open, you can close the voucher. You can write off the difference by setting field close partial to yes. Also, you can add additional lines to the. For example, I want to invoice these 2 lines, so I have these 2 receipts. I can delete the rest of them. I can do multiple vouchers at a time, but for this demonstration, I will do just these 2 lines. So these are my receipts, and I have only partial invoice. So I'm receiving 10 in each case, and invoice number will be this one. And invoice cost will be 10. I don't want to write off the difference because I know that it's a partial invoice, and I want to enter some freight charges. So I have to put the same invoice number, so these lines will go into the same invoice, specify charges amount, and enter account, sub-account, cost center, and project. These charges will be posted. So it's some description, and let me search for the account in the system. Okay. Once I verified all the information, I need to switch this voucher column to yes. This is just an additional control for the users to double check the information and prevent from accidental data upload. So once everything is ready, I need to click on upload button to create voucher for these 2 invoices and charge line in QED. But before attempting to create vouchers, Loader will perform data validation. And if any errors are found, like in this case, upload will be cancelled and cells with invalid values will be highlighted in red. So you can mouse over the red colored cell and see what the error is. So I need to put the invoice effective date. Once you fix the errors, you can repeat the upload attempt. If all data are correct, vouchers will be uploaded into QED and assigned voucher number. The voucher number that has been assigned by QED will be shown in this last column. As you can see, because we specified the same invoice number, the same voucher number has been assigned to QED to all 3 lines. You can review the details of created voucher by selecting it and clicking on View Voucher button. You will see detailed voucher register report from QED. You can see our two receivers, quantity that we invoiced, and accounts that this voucher has been posted to. Also, by selecting supplier code, this is our supplier code, you can review its balance and activity by clicking on supplier balance button. Again, here is our supplier, its ending balance and activity details, and this is our last voucher that we have created. If you, for example, received invoice for a specific supplier, you can download open receipts only for that specific supplier. Originally, we downloaded all open receipts. To do so, you need to clear the screen and type your supplier code here. If you don't know supplier code, you can search it by typing its partial name or code and then clicking the lookup button. The list of matching supplier codes from QED will show up and you can select the supplier. So I want to select another one. I want to select the one that has 001 in the code. So this is my supplier. Once you selected it, you click on download receipts and you will get the open receipts, unvouchered receipts for that supplier from QED. Also, you can type another supplier code below and again do the lookup. And download receipts for another supplier. So I have only one for that one. You can see how you can download the receipts, enter your invoice details, and process multiple invoices at once. If you create vouchers for non-inventory items, for example, services, you will need to switch to non-inventory vouchers tab. Here you can start from entering the information in the line details, either by keying it in or by copy-pasting from another spreadsheet. If you have recurring invoices, for example, utility bill for the month, you can download last invoice for the supplier from QED and use it as a template. Let me use the same supplier that we were using before to download a template. So it will show you just what accounts and amounts have been invoiced last time for that particular supplier. So this is not a very accurate one because I know that it's for this supplier is for inventory vouchers. So these are the results of purchase order receipts. But again, if you had supplier with voucher for, let's say, utilities or some other services, and it's a recurring invoice, you can download this template. Invoice date is already preset for you. You will just need to put here new invoice number, and if there is any purchase order, but it must exist in QED, you can put it here. And here is my accounts. I will use different entity. You can specify whether it's taxable or not, and my amounts. I will, let's check again how the validation logic works. I can click on upload voucher and I have an error because when I downloaded, I downloaded it with invoice details history, so I can review details of the invoice. To upload it, I need to leave voucher number blank, so QED will assign it automatically. So I fix my errors and I repeat my upload attempt again. We can see it's been loaded successfully and new voucher number has been assigned. Again, I can select voucher number, look at the voucher, and here is my non-inventory voucher, where I'm just posting to specified accounts. Again, I can select my supplier balance button to review my final supplier balance, and here is the invoice. Now, if I will clear the screen and will try to download the most recent invoice that has been posted for this supplier, it will be the invoice we've just created with you. Non-inventory vouchers can be used for other cases when you need to process payments from QED. Some of the examples are customer rebates. It's pretty critical issue for some of the companies who have to deal with multiple customer rebates. It becomes a really time-consuming process because they need to create multiple vouchers for those multiple rebates to handle payments from QED. And this tool makes this process really quick and easy. Another example where non-inventory vouchers are very helpful is to process sales representatives' commissions, for example. Again, anything that you have, anything that's related with processing payments in QED, from QED, can be handled with accounts payable voucher data loader. Regardless of the voucher type, inventory or non-inventory, with accounts payable voucher loader, the tedious and labor-intensive tasks of creating voucher in QED becomes quick, simple, and easy step in your accounts payable process. You just saw how I created test vouchers, but you can process like tens or hundreds of vouchers at a time, and with just copy-paste function and a click of a button. Using accounts payable voucher data loader shortens your accounts payable processing time, strengthens and improves relationships with suppliers, since you will be less likely to miss payment due to the lost invoice. It improves cash flow and makes internal users happier. So this was a short demonstration of 32Soft AP Voucher Data Loader to give you the overview of available functionality and show how you can increase efficiency of your accounts payable process. You can request a trial of this loader to evaluate it based on your specific data and measure how you will benefit from it. Now I will pass control to Denise to start the Q&A session of today's webinar, Q&A portion of today's webinar.